Hi guys, this is going to be a different kind of video. It's not going to be a what I ate video. It's I'm getting ready. I'm going to be putting my makeup on or whatever, and I'm sure it's not the right way or the way everybody else, but that's not what this is about. I just wanted to chit chat for a little bit. Plus I wanted to put out there, it's not a challenge, it's a request. How about that? I'd like to put out, I'm trying to think of different things that we could do together as a group, so we can support each other. And what I'd like to ask you to do is, I've never ever done yoga before, and I found on YouTube this woman that does yoga, and she's got it for beginners or whatever, but she's got a 30-day, it's not a challenge, it's a 30-day, well, that's kind of what she's calling it, but I've never used a blender before, and this is what I was told to do. And it's 30 days. She calls it a 30-day camp. And I'd like to see if anybody's interested in doing this. We could do it together. We could, if you have like an iPhone or iPad, or I think even a Mac. I don't have a Mac, but I have iPhone and iPad. That we could do it together, even FaceTime. We could do, we support, and I'd FaceTime with somebody if they wanted to do this, So I'm putting out there, and I'm really hoping that I'll get a positive response. The more, the merrier. It's a 30-day. It's a 30-day challenge or collab. It's not really a collab. Well, I guess it's kind of like a collab. I don't know what the name of it is, what you would call it. But it would be something that we could do together. Now we're getting to the end of Step Into Tracking. And I just thought this might be a way that we could motivate each other and keep it going. So my question is, who's for it? That's my question. Who's ready to accept the we'll call it challenge or whatever we want to call it. Accept the change in our life, or we could call it the next step to bettering ourselves. How about that? The next step. I've never done yoga. I don't know if I could do all the yoga stuff. Now, I was watching her yoga for beginners, and it seemed like, I'd have a little trouble with the knee stuff, but I think over time it would work out. Now, I'm not going out and buying no yoga mat or nothing like that until I know it's something that I like or that I'm interested in. I'll just throw a blanket on the floor, so it's a little softer or whatever. And, hey! Sorry. And she's got what she calls, I forgot what she called it, yoga camp is what the first one, or no, yoga camp orientation. It's a 4-minute thing, and she talks about, how we would be breathing, and she shows just a couple little short little moves or whatever. And, of course, being yoga, I'm not knocking people that do yoga, and she even says this, we're going to be doing affirmations, but that doesn't mean, she said, don't run away. That doesn't mean, I'm trying to change you to the earth and fire and all that stuff. It's however you feel spiritually. If you feel spiritually to the earth, then that's you. If you're spiritually to the Lord, then that's to you. If you don't, if you just want to breathe and just be yourself in your inner self, then that's what it would be. So I'm kind of putting that out there to see who's willing to start this? And if you personally are not ready to or wanting to do this, and you know of somebody that would like to do this, please have them, watch either this video or somehow get a hold of me, and we could keep track. I'd have to learn how to link people, or I could at least just list either your name if you're just a commenter, or if you have a channel itself. We don't have to necessarily show anybody that what we're doing for the yoga. We just need to trust each other that we're doing it, and that you're doing it. And then maybe once a week, see where you're at. Did you get through all 7 days? Because I noticed, because I kind of went through and I kind of looked, and it looked like, for the most part, most of them are close to 30 minutes, but there are a few that are 50 minutes. So for those of you that don't have tons of time, you may have to, stop one of the days, and then pick it back up later in the evening or the next morning or whatever. So you may not, your 30 days may end up being like 35 days or 32 days or however. I didn't go through all 30 of them. I just went through, looked at just a couple of them to see how long they were, because I know a lot of you have little kids and the time constraints and all of that. So I just was I'd really like us to do this. We've done the step into tracking, and I love that. Hopefully we'll do that again, but let's just keep this going. You do as much as you can do. If you only can do the breathing part of it, then just do the relaxation and the breathing part of it. And maybe, you can, you might be able to do, instead of being on the floor and breathing up and breathing down, maybe you'll just have to sit higher in a chair and bring your center together and your ins and your outs. And you can do the rolling of the shoulders and the neck. I mean, I can't do maybe some of these things. I don't know. But I've repeated myself many times. I'd like to put out there, sorry, I'm just doing my face at the same time, but I really am on a time crunch. So, because knowing me, I'm always late. I gotta go to calling hours. Then I gotta finish my hair and stuff like that. But I really hope that some of you would take this on. And we could come up with a day when we would all start, rather, like, maybe since the other is ending on Sunday, maybe we could start this on Monday. So that gives you a few days to think about it, spread the word. Maybe, if this is the first time you've ever watched this video, you could subscribe and spread the word, and they might want to subscribe, and we can, talk about how we're doing and the goods and the bads and the, what we struggled with or didn't struggle with, if we, the improvement. Like I said, I've never done yoga before. I don't know if I could do any of those poses, but what I've watched so far, which was just a couple, I watched her beginners, just watched the beginners one, and then listened to her orientation, and I watched just part of the day one, and so far, it looks like I might be able to do some of this so far, and then she works up to, of course, the harder stuff. And if you may not ever do the harder stuff. I may not even do the harder stuff. The hardest thing right now for me would be when she is on all fours, and you're on your knees. The kneecap part of it would hurt me, and, I'd have to be careful with my shoulder. But it's nothing so far that's hard, and she builds up to it. I know I'm just repeating myself, but so I'm putting the let's better ourselves, the next step to bettering ourselves challenge. It's a 30-day challenge, 35 days, 32, however it works out. I'm putting that out there, and I'd like you to get back with me as soon as you can if you're interested. I will compile the names of people that are interested in doing this, and then, you know, I'll list you, we'll get you listed. I'll figure that, how to do that or whatever, and we'll get started. And we'll take the next step to getting healthy and bettering ourselves, whether that's, you know, mentally, spiritually, physically, however it ends up. You know, no one knows. I mean, I don't even know. So this will be just as much of a challenge for me as it is for anybody else. So I'd like to see who would like to step up to this challenge and get it started with me. Like I said, her name is, it's on YouTube, and her name is Yoga with Adrienne. So we can get you all hooked up. So it's, you know, it's something that you can do right in your home. So yeah, so I put that out to all of you. Contact me. If you subscribe, if you're new, pass it on. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get 70 some or 20 or whatever it is to do this, like you did the last challenge. So I'm putting it back to you. Get back with me as soon as you can, and maybe we'll start it Monday. I'll see you later. Keep smiling. Let's better ourselves together. Bye-bye.